It's one of our only like inside joke references I ever made in an episode of Red vs. Blue. It's episode 3 when Donut shows up.
Yeah.
And Griff and Simmons are talking about how upset Simmons about going to the Vegas quadrant and how pissed off he is. And then Donut interrupts him right in the middle of that story. We went to E3 one year. I was in a fucking bad mood. I was in a real bad mood. We rented a van, and it was the first time that Jeff and Gus met Matt.
I remember.
Absolutely first time.
Yeah, first 5 minutes.
Was it the first time we met Joel as well?
I don't know if Joel was there for sure, but definitely Matt was.
We had eaten with him at Killer Shrimp earlier in the day, I think.
Killer Shrimp.
Dude, that shrimp was killer.
Hey, you got to go to this place if you ever go to LA. Killer Shrimp is badass. It's just so good. It's like they serve one thing there. So you go and order Killer Shrimp and you get it with bread or with rice.
I went to LA with Jack.
Well, we're telling a story.
Well,
Yeah, sorry, let him finish the story.
Well, anyway, so I pointed out, as I do every single time we go to Los Angeles, said, hey, we're in Los Angeles. We're only 5 hours away from Vegas. And I just pointed that out. Gus goes, I'm not going to Vegas.
Because I knew where this was going.
He goes, I'm not going to Vegas. I go, what do you mean you're not going to Vegas? And he gets so fucking infuriated. He's in the back of the van. I'm driving. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you so mad about Vegas? He goes, I'm not going to Vegas. Don't talk about Vegas. And I said,
You're spinning this.
Okay.
You're spinning this. You had been saying, let's go to Vegas for about an hour at this point.
I wanted people to go to
I know,
Vegas.
it was not just a
had a
casual
van.
mention. And you were like, let's go to Vegas, let's go to Vegas. And that's when I was like, I'm not going to Vegas.
So we're in the Del Taco parking lot in like downtown LA, like right on Transvestite Alley. Like, it's where
Great
we are.
alley.
He's not
Great
kidding.
alley.
Is that the
What's
name
that?
of the street?
I said, he's not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. They're having like a screening of Cloud Atlas, and then there was.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
See, now
That's
people-
okay.
this is what people
That's
gonna shit
referendum.
on.
Come on.
That's totally
God
fine.
damn it.
Bernie. This podcast does not support Bernie's comments.
I do
and
not agree with
opinions.
Bernie's
Views by Bernie
podcast.
Burns are not supported
He
by
speaks for
Bernie.
himself and only himself.
So we're in the Del Taco
Asshole.
drive-through, and I say, guys, look, I'm gonna say one last time. We can just get Del Taco. We drive straight to Vegas from here. We've seen everything we see at E3. So Gus says, I swear to God, this is at 1 in the morning. If you say Vegas one more time, I'm getting out of this van.
I may or may not have been a little drunk at this point as
little?
well.
I'm gonna say May. And I said, fine. I go, okay, fine. I give up. I will not mention Vegas for the rest of the night. I apologize.
No.
Because I said Vegas.
You said, really? You're that upset? You would leave the van if I said Vegas? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, he's testing me. Because I was like, I just said I would leave the van, and he just said it. I was like, if I don't leave, he knows I'm a pussy. So I have to leave.
Listen,
So
I know
got
you're a
so
pussy
angry,
anyway, whether you're in the van or out
I
of
don't
it.
remember, I started punching the back of your seat.
You did. Like a big pussy.
I opened the van door and just walked out.
Into the night.
It was my first time ever in LA. This was in 2001, before like iPhones and maps and shit.
We were alive then, too.
Like I walked a block down the street, realized my mistake.
What have I done?
Yeah.
I made a
Because,
huge
like
mistake.
he's right. It was like this was a sketchy ass part of LA.
It was pretty seedy.
It was
Yeah.
near Hollywood, right? It was like down. Or like,
Yeah, it was in the Hollywood area.
Yeah.
So I
It's
walked.
one of those places where you're like walking and you stop and you go, hey, do I know my blood type? Like you actually ask yourself that question.
Yeah, I walked into a 7-Eleven, withdrew cash from an ATM, and just started trying to find a cab. So I got a cab. I took a cab back to our hotel. And
Get
I-
this. Go ahead.
I packed all my shit, and I was like, I'm flying back to Austin tonight. Fuck this. I'm going home.
No.
He left a note on the bed.
Are you serious?
See you in Austin,
So I was
bitch.
like, yeah,
That's exactly what you wrote.
No, I wrote, see you in Austin, assholes.
Asshole.
wait. So did you guys go to Vegas?
No.
No.
So that they're looking for me. They can't find me because I
Yeah, because you're an
bolted
asshole.
into
They're
the night.
driving the
So-
streets in the ghetto
So
looking for you.
I start calling the airline. I realize I cannot get on a flight that night. So like, fuck. So I'm so spiteful and vindictive that I found another hotel to stay at. And I booked
gets
a
worse. It
a
gets
night
worse.
at the other
What?
hotel.
Gets worse.
How does it get
I had a
worse?
cab take me over there.
Okay.
These guys can't find me. I'm not responding to any of their phone calls or
You're
texts.
a fucking dickhead.
The next morning, they're like, hey, where are you?
He has such regret. He's like, I'm at this hotel here. It takes us fucking 3 hours in a van to find him in LA because he doesn't know where he is.
I told
You're
you,
a piece of
you
shit,
didn't know where I
friend.
was.
We
I
were
told
driving
you exactly where I was.
everywhere, and Jeff was
Did
like.
you call his name like a lost dog?
Jeff says I was like slowly squeezing the steering wheel so hard that it was like pinching the steering wheel. And Jeff's in the passenger seat like this, watching me. And he said I got madder and madder. I got in a fight with a guy at a gas station because I stopped to ask directions. It was a nightmare. Such a child. It was like the worst. And Matt was like, who the fuck is this guy? First time he's ever meeting Gus, that like he throws this tantrum and